Why nobody likes Planet Fitness anymore? I got a lot of reasons why I don't. Let's see.
Planet Fitness built a $4.8 billion empire by making a gym for people who hate gyms. And I don't mean people who skip leg day. I mean people who would rather get a root canal than step on a treadmill.
You know, it's funny because, like, I've only been in a few Planet Fitnesses, and it's just so insane that it's, depending on where you're at, it is definitely going to be what he just described, but then it's also going to be like the after-school club at the same time.
Planet Fitness looked at these gym-phobic humans and said, "You're perfect. Give us $15 a month and we'll make sure you never have to actually exercise."
$15 a month though, but the biggest lesson I would say anyone should take away from this for it being $15, and I believe this in what I do as a DJ, you get what you pay for.
And it somehow worked. They've got 20 million members crammed into gyms that can only hold 300 people.
$15 right up in there.
At once. That's like selling 69,000 plane tickets for one seat, except airlines get sued for this. Planet Fitness gets rich. But that's not even the big problem. The big problem is they have actual policies designed to keep you away. I'm talking alarm systems that go off when you exercise too hard. Free.
That alarm system, that's crazy. But it's also depending on where you're at too, because I feel like there's some markets where they have that and they don't use it because it's a market where, like, there are going to be a little bit more fit people. But if you're maybe in like the Midwest, they're probably hitting that button if you sneeze too loud.
Pizza to undo whatever exercise you...
Yeah, they gave away pizza too there. Wow.
...attempted, banning certain workouts. They literally created a gym where working out gets you in trouble. It's like joining a book club that punishes you for reading. And
he's like, hey brother, you're too fit in this gym.
Policies don't always come without a price. A 30-second video from one customer.
Now, this is where you teeter into the territory where, you know, stuff can be like a little bit uncomfortable. And this situation right here, what this lady is going through, and I think we've all heard about this, is what $15 a month gets you.
Cost them $400 million, but we'll get to that. So how did they manage to build a business model that makes money when you don't show up? Trust me, bro, after this video, you will never walk into a Planet Fitness the same way again. Actually, you probably won't walk in at all, which is exactly what they want, too. Two brothers bought a failing Gold's Gym in New Hampshire. You know Gold's Gym, the place where Arnold Schwarzenegger used to train, where people lift cars for fun. At first, they tried the normal approach. Bodybuilders grunting like they're giving birth.
This was a time where there was no color in the gym, and it was, if you went because this was a time, this is the 70s, man, where like you went to the gym and you got certified being a fit guy in the gym. There was no, I feel like now gyms have it's almost like they want to make it a social club, and like what gym you go to almost defines your personality. But back in the 70s, if you went to the gym, it was all business, no frill, pain and suffering, and Arnold Schwarzenegger going, "Dog."
Dudes flexing in the mirror, having full conversations with their biceps. Peak gym culture. And they were tanking harder than the Titanic. Then they asked themselves one simple question.
Tanking because if you are a person who at least goes to the gym 3 times a week, you're destroying most of America.
Why do 80% of people not have a gym membership? And the answer hit them like a dumbbell to the face. People are scared of gyms. Not scared like afraid of spiders. Scared like, I'd rather fake my own death than...
You go in there and you see this. You go in there, yo, and it's true, and it is true though, because it's like the gym that I currently go to here in Florida is offshoot of Gold's Gym, and they're not playing in there. It's when you go there, it's game time. Like no talking, no nothing.
walk into a room full of people who look like Greek gods while I'm built like a question mark. That's what 80% of people are scared of. Not the exercise, the judgment. So here's what they did. Instead of fighting over the 20% of people who actually enjoy pain and suffering, also known as fitness enthusiasts, they targeted the 80% who would rather.
And this is most, I mean, like where I'm from in Pennsylvania, what they're showing for the 80% is really most of America. You go to a market like where I'm at in South Florida, you know, it's a bunch of unicorns running around. It's a imaginary place.
Rather get a root canal than do a burpee and build a gym for them. It's like starting a vegan restaurant in Texas. Because here's what they realized. Guilt is a stronger motivator than actual fitness goals. People will pay money just to tell themselves, I have a gym membership, even if they never use it. And that's how the Judgment Free Zone was born. The pitch was beautiful. Come to our gym and nobody will judge you. No meatheads, no intimidation, just you, a treadmill.
But it's like, what do you let me tell you something. I hated the gym. Hated it. There was a point after I got out of the military, you know, because you're working out in the Army's time where you get so tired of that and that routine where I almost was like, I never want to see that stuff again. But thankfully to one of my sergeants, he got me back into the gym. And what's going to happen if you break the mental block that you have about the gym and you get 3 consistent months, you will turn into a meathead naturally. It will happen to you. You will look at the mirror and you will notice a muscle that you never had before. And you'll be like, oh, I'm Paulie D now.
And the freedom to not know what you're doing. And their CEO, Colleen Keating, summed up the entire strategy perfectly. She said, our biggest competitor is the fear of walking in the front door. On paper, this sounds amazing. In reality, it's about to become the most hilariously judgmental place on earth. But we'll get to that. Because the Judgment Free Zone wasn't designed to help you get fit. It was designed to make you comfortable enough to hand over your credit card info, and then comfortable enough to never cancel it even though you haven't stepped foot in there since February 2019. So how exactly do you run?
The other problem I would say with it is a $15 a month gym. Go in the bathroom and you'll see what $15 a month looks like. That pizza will come back to haunt you.
Run a judgment-free zone while actively judging everyone who actually works out. Simple. You install the lunk alarm. I'm not making this
lunk. The lunked. Okay. Stop squatting so much.
up. It's a real alarm system with flashing purple lights and a siren that sounds like a World War II air raid warning, and it goes off when someone is being a lunk, which Planet Fitness defines as someone who grunts, drops weights, or judges others. The alarm doesn't trigger automatically. There's a manual button at the front desk, which means a 19-year-old minimum wage employee gets to decide if you're working out too hard and then publicly shame you in front of everyone.
That's so insane. I feel like if I were to say the levels of where you go to, like Planet Fitness for me is bottom line. Then when you go up one, probably 24-hour fitness. And then I would put Crunch above that. And then after Crunch, that's where I feel like you start hitting the chains, like your Equinoxes and Lifetime Fitnesses and stuff along those lines. Or if you got a local gym that has a pretty good aesthetic too, yeah.
In the Judgment Free Zone. The irony is so thick you could deadlift it. Oh wait, you can't deadlift at Planet Fitness. We'll get to that. Here is a real story. In 2006, a guy named Albert Argabe was lifting 500 pounds. That's like lifting a baby grand piano. He was breathing heavily because humans need oxygen when lifting pianos. The staff hit the alarm. Then they called the cops. Actual police showed up and escorting him out of the building. But wait, there's more. Because every first Monday of the month, Planet Fitness serves free pizza. And every first Tuesday, free bagels. At a gym where people theoretically go to lose weight. They serve...
If I'm going to play, I'll play devil's advocate a little bit. I'll play devil's advocate just a little bit. Now, do I think that's going to make you fit at all? No. However, if you do bodybuild and you are trying to pack on as many calories as you can, and you're already kind of in a phase where your body's like working overtime to keep you powered up to do those workouts, I don't know, man, a little pizza break and you can get right back to it. Get you another extra 2 hours in. Hey, fantasy sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? With Underdog Fantasy, you can draft your favorite players so you can make the ultimate picks to win cash. And it's super simple. All you have to do is pick more or less on your favorite player's stats, and if your pick is correct, you get cashed out instantly. And I can't think of any other way that I would watch the game after using Underdog Fantasy, and I want you to join up by using my promo code BBSound1. By using my promo code, Underdog Fantasy will match your deposit up to $100 so you can start playing instantly. Download today and start making your picks. Underdog Fantasy, where every fan becomes a champion.
9 million slices of pizza annually. It's like if your therapist prescribed antidepressants and then immediately made you watch videos of sad puppies. Now let's talk equipment, or more accurately, the complete lack of it. In many locations, there are no squat racks, no Olympic barbells, no deadlift platforms. Dumbbells max out at 75 pounds. If you want to do any serious strength training, you're out of luck. And Planet Fitness is proud of this. Their senior VP, McCall Gosselin, literally said, "Our clubs don't have equipment like squat racks. We are not."
Here's what I'll say is if you have to go get it in, it like at all means like cost, you can get it in at a Planet Fitness. I'll say you can 100% get a good workout in at Planet Fitness. If you're in and out of there, do not try to stay longer than that.
Apologizing for this, which translates to, if you actually want to work out seriously, go somewhere else. We don't want you here. And then there's the dress code. Planet Fitness bans string tank tops, do-rags, and, I'm not kidding, gallon water jugs.
Every gym should have do-rags banned.
Because apparently staying hydrated is intimidating to beginners. In 2014, a singer named Tiffany Austin showed up for her first workout wearing a pink crop top. The staff asked her to cover up because her toned body was intimidating other members.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'll say, again, I got to look at both sides of this. She had to have known what Planet Fitness was like before she had signed. There had to have been some inclination of like her knowing what Planet Fitness was like if she was going to go there. And there had to have been a 24-hour fitness, because 24-hour fitness, you can kind of come in wearing whatever you want. I mean, and it's crazy because like the gym that I go to now, I mean, goodness gracious, the ladies are dressed up like pro wrestlers. They all got Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels heart singlets on like that. And the booty crease, they all got the booty crease. And, you just got to kind of lock in and not make sure you're looking crazy.
So what's really happening here if you read between the lines? They want to keep only people who pay their membership and never come. They're actively driving away anyone who might actually use the equipment regularly, because serious lifters are expensive. They wear out equipment, they take up space, they actually show up. Men's Health nailed it. At Planet Fitness, it's always January. They drive away lifters who would be...
It's always January. The first time I had a situation where I had to go to a Planet Fitness for a little bit. And so what they mean by it's always January is the biggest, like after New Year's, it's the biggest increase of when people are signing up for gyms. So you can tell if you've been going to a gym for 3 or more months, you can tell when it's after January and you're getting all the New Year's resolution people, and they're in there and it looks like the Royal Rumble and you have to fight for every piece of equipment that you can get in there. So they want it to be, because it's $15. So that turnover rate that they have to keep going for being January that's all. It's always January in there. But that's why if you're fortunate where you can go to the gym in the middle of the day, you'll never see that. But if you go from 4 p.m. on, it's a wrap for you.
Expensive to accommodate in favor of those least likely to swipe their cards. And it works perfectly for them. CEO Chris Rondeau straight up told CNN that 60% of members don't visit in any given 30-day period. And that $15 monthly fee? Pure psychological warfare. It's cheap enough that people sign up thinking, it's only $15. but it's also cheap enough that people don't bother canceling even when they never go, because it's just $15. That's like 2 coffees and 1 burrito. So you keep paying. But hey, you might go next month, and canceling seems like a lot of work. Speaking of canceling, good luck with that. Until very recently, you could only cancel by either visiting the gym in person or sending a certified
They found the perfect Karen haircut lady.
letter, not an email, a physical letter through the mail, like it's 1987.
A physical letter, that's insane. I will say there are a lot. Have I really had any issues canceling a gym membership? I think there was like 1 or 2 times, and sometimes they do make it difficult because then you'll cancel it and they'll charge you again. But that's just that's that turnover rate. That's the gym. That's what gyms have to worry about. That's how they get their nut and their bottom line.
So how big has this gotten? As of 2025, Planet Fitness has 19.7 million members across 2,722 locations globally. That makes them the single largest gym chain in America by membership count. And
yeah, for $15, of course, that will be the largest gym chain. For $15, there's a lot of people that see that and that feel that that's going to be actually them saving money. But if you really are about fitness and you want to pay a little bit more to go to more of a higher end gym, you're going to actually be around more higher end people where you'll be able to make better connections. You might be able to network a lot better. Like, my girlfriend, she's a trainer at Anatomy. So that gym has like the NFL people coming through there, all different people doing a bunch of different things, car dealerships or whatever. They all go into that gym. So that's a big part of it, and it's dope.
The annual revenue is $1.1 billion with a B. They're making over $1 billion a year by
over $1 billion for you not being there.
perfecting the art of taking your money while hoping you forget they exist. It's the most perfectly executed scam that's somehow completely legal, and the numbers prove it works better than anyone could have imagined. Now, remember that 30-second video I mentioned that cost them $400 million? Let's talk about it. March 2024. A woman in Alaska named Patricia Silva walks into her Planet Fitness locker room and sees a transgender woman shaving. She does what any
I have a friend who is trans. This is going to be a thing that they're going to have to deal with at some point. It's hard for me because I kind of look at this situation in a way where I gotta ask myself these hard questions. If my wife, girlfriend, mother, daughter, and this is all hypothetical that I'm saying, if they were to go into the restroom and there was a biologically, born male in there, no matter what they're going through, and, I'm not trying to lessen what anyone else is going through. If there's a biologically born male in there, and they have to shower around that person and stuff like that. And just because the person says that, they can't go through life without being that way. And this is for no one's, I support my friend for what they're going through, but that's like a real question that I think everyone is going to have to ask themselves at one point. And, if they're going to be okay with that.
Rational person does in 2024, pulls out her phone, records it, and posts it to Facebook. The post goes viral. The entire internet has opinions, and Planet Fitness's stock drops from $66.92 to $56.46 in a matter of days. That's approximately $400 million in market value gone.
That would have been a good put on that day for options.
Here's the twist. Planet Fitness revoked Patricia's membership for violating their mobile device policy by photographing someone in the locker room.
Yeah, so okay. She shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that. All gyms have that. I mean, you can be in the sauna, you can be in there with your headphones on and stuff like that, but physically getting your phone out in the locker room. Now, did she have the right to make a complaint and then make this video that she made afterwards? I would 100% say yes, but her doing that inside the locker room, you can't do that.
But not all controversies cost money. some make money. In 2010, Planet Fitness releases a commercial featuring a guy who's so stupid he can only say these words: "I lift things up and put them down." That's it. That's his entire vocabulary. This man has the IQ of a dumbbell and the personality of a protein shake. And Planet Fitness...
This is what people at the gym that I go to look like and talk like with each other. It's pretty crazy.
Put him in a national commercial to represent everyone who actually works out at gyms. It's like if McDonald's made an ad saying, "Our customers are fat idiots."
Yeah.
And then everyone who's fat immediately went to McDonald's, which actually might explain their success too. It's possibly the most famous gym commercial ever made. Mockery is free marketing. TikTok is full of videos mocking their policies. Fitness YouTubers make entire careers out of getting kicked out of Planet Fitness locations, while everyone was busy making
We have too much social media in the world, i.e. what I'm doing right now.
fun of them. They became the largest gym chain in America. Planet Fitness doesn't care if you make fun of them. They care if you pay them, and 19.7 million people do. Speaking of things people pay for but never use, this video is completely free. But here's the thing. Unlike Planet Fitness, I actually want you to use this content. In fact, I'm begging you to.
And we're going to use that. Make sure you go shoot them a subscribe. And yeah, man, that's Planet Fitness. This is just content to give context on like the company and like what their do abouts are and stuff like that. My personal thoughts is if you are into fitness and you plan on actually doing something to improve yourself and your health, spending a little bit more money to go to a better place, or just, I would say, go above this line. The $15 a month line is not going to be the line where, or if you're, hear about this, if you're starting off on the $15 a month line, eventually you're going to want a better gym. I learned that about myself. I started off at 24-hour fitness. I worked out. I liked working out. I got to the point where I was consistently getting better at working out. I noticed myself getting better, and then I eventually wanted more. And I think that's just what we're going to want as humans naturally, is we're going to want to improve. And upon us noticing that approval has happened, improvement is happening, you are going to want to do something where you can improve even more in that. So like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if this video was a W or L. We got more reactions coming up for ya. Peace.